In the previous lecture, we studied about the race conditions and we understood about what is the race condition and what is the critical section in your code, which are the common cases and common identifiers of a race condition. Now in this lecture, we will learn how you should deal with the race conditions in your code. So the most popular and the most basic way to deal in the race conditions in your code is by using the synchronized keyword. We will study in details that how you can use the synchronized keyword, and we will also see a demo that how synchronized keyword allows your code to run properly as you want and will allow only mutually exclusive access to the shared resource. Now let us dive deep into this lecture. So what exactly mutual exclusion means? Now to deal with, we understood in the previous lecture that race condition occurs when more than one thread is trying to modify the same resource at a time. So the main problem is that at the same point of time, more than one thread is trying to modify the same resource. Now if in some way we can restrict the access to the shared variable by multiple threads at a single point of time, then we will be able to make our code run properly. So that is called mutual exclusion, which is that at a single given point of time, only one thread will access the shared variable and only that thread will be able to modify that variable. So to deal with race conditions, we can make access to shared variable which is being modified as mutually exclusive. How can we do that? There are multiple ways to do that, but the most popular way to do that is using the synchronized keyword. So in synchronized keyword, you provide an object to the synchronized keyword on which a lock is taken. So as you should know, or you should go study more or less, that on every object there is a intrinsic monitor on which the lock is taken. So this ensures that if you write a part of code which is inside the synchronized block, generally that part of code is a critical section of your code on which race conditions generally occur. That part of code will be accessed by only one thread at a point of time. It is guaranteed by JVM. Now multithreading, how do you do in Java? Now synchronize ensures mutually exclusive access by taking a lock on the object provided in the argument. So as you can see that this is the argument provided to the synchronized keyword. So synchronized will ensure a lock on the monitor of the object which is provided in the argument, and hence you should be careful about which object you want to get the lock on, because there are cases where you don't actually, if you pick the wrong variables on which you get the lock, your code might suffer in terms of performance. That you could have optimized your code much better, but just to make sure that a particular part of code is mutually exclusive, you end up making the whole code perform slower. Now let us see a demo where we will see how synchronization actually works and whether it will solve the problem of race condition or not. Now this is the same code with which I gave you a demo of the race condition occurring. So here what we will do is, now we have created an object integer z equals to 1. So as we know that integer is an object, we will just write this part of code inside synchronized block. We will take the lock on z and we will put the critical section of our code inside this synchronized block. Now if we run our code, we will check that whether the code runs properly or not. So as you can see, now our code has ran properly. The value at the end has come as 5,01,000. So just all of you who haven't gone through my previous lecture, what this code does is, I have created a race condition demo class. I have created an object and called begin demo of that object. Inside this begin demo, I have created 5 threads which increments the value of a by 1 lakh. So initially the value of a is 1, so 5 times if you increment 1 lakh, it should become 5,01,000. Here I have started all the threads, and here I have made the main thread wait for all the threads to complete, and after that I have printed the value of a. So when I was not using this synchronized keyword, race condition was occurring and the value of a at the end was not what we wanted it to be. As you can see, the value of a came out to be 7 short, that is 4,99,993. So 7 times race condition occurred in the code, and when we use synchronized keyword, as you saw before also, the value was correct. I will just run the demo once more. So now as you can see, the value is correct. So that means that synchronized keyword actually only allowed one thread to execute the code inside the synchronized block at a time, and that's why no race condition occurred while execution of this code. So thank you, and please go through the previous lectures as well, as I think it will help you in constructing a better concept of the multi-threading part of Java. And if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends, and thank you.